The Dutch expedition in 1631, General Willem van Eckhart led 200 Dutch soldiers into the Amazon rainforest, seeking the legendary Golden Temples. They burned villages, slaughtered tribes, and looted treasures. But the Golden Temples remained hidden, protected by ancient magic. The cursed map in a destroyed shaman's hut. They found a map drawn on human skin. It showed a path deep into the jungle. Captured tribesmen begged them not to follow it. "It is cursed," an old man warned. Van Eckhart laughed. "We march at dawn." The silent jungle for 3 days. The soldiers hacked through dense jungle, their boots sinking into the breathing earth. Strange symbols appeared on the trees, warnings from the lost tribes. On the 4th day, they found a massive stone gateway covered in golden inscriptions. The forbidden entrance at the gate's center was a carved figure, a tall being with hollow eyes and a grin of skulls. "The guardian of the forsaken," a soldier muttered. Van Eckhart ignored the warnings. "More foolish myths. We go in." Then the jungle fell silent. The shadow moves, a whisper slithered through the air. From the darkness, something moved. A tall shadow with glowing white eyes. A soldier dropped his weapon and ran, but the ground swallowed him whole. The rest stood frozen, unable to escape. The army turned on itself one by one. The men went mad. Some saw ghosts of their dead comrades. Others heard voices calling them deeper into the ruins. A soldier stabbed himself in the throat, laughing as his blood soaked the earth. Another fell, whispering, "I see them." The vanishing path, Van Eckhart ordered a retreat, but the entrance had vanished. Only solid rock remained. The jungle shifted around them, and the trees watched with carved faces, smiling. The men were trapped in a place that did not want them to leave. The guardian appears, laughter grew louder, turning into a deep, guttural chant. Then, from the shadows, it emerged, a creature of bone and shadow, its ribcage exposed, its mouth filled with 1,000 whispering voices. Its hollow eyes locked onto Van Eckhart. "The jungle strikes back. You have taken from the jungle," it whispered. "Now, the jungle will take from you." Van Eckhart fired his musket, but the bullet passed through the creature. It smiled. The trees moved, vines wrapped around the soldiers, pulling them into the earth. The cursed ground opens, the ground cracked open, revealing a pit of bones. Hundreds of men, still whispering, their mouths frozen in silent screams. The soldiers aged in seconds, their skin shriveling, their bones turning to dust. Only Van Eckhart remained standing. The final fate of Van Eckhart: he tried to run, but his body stiffened. His flesh turned to stone, his eyes locked in eternal terror. His final scream was trapped inside him, unheard, forever frozen in time. The jungle had claimed him. The curse was complete. Centuries later, in modern-day Brazil, a group of archaeologists discovered the ruins. Among moss-covered statues, they found one unlike the others. A European soldier, his mouth open in horror. His name was still engraved on his sword, Willem van Eckhart. The archaeologists thought it was a perfectly preserved statue. They planned to bring it back to civilization. They didn't notice how the shadows moved behind them or the whispering voices in the wind. The curse awakens again as they packed up. Their radio crackled with static. One of them felt something cold on his shoulder. A voice, ancient and full of malice, whispered, "You have taken from the jungle. Now, the jungle will take from you." The legend never ends. The next morning, the archaeologists were gone. Their campsite was abandoned, their tools scattered. But there were new statues among the ruins, faces frozen in terror. The curse was not over. It had only begun again.